What's up, legends? It's Michał and welcome back to Made Up Universe. Today, Spider-Man Far From Home spoiler-free review is coming right up. As always, before we start, please consider subscribing to my channel, and obviously when you do, hit the bell notification button to stay up to date with all my videos. What a wonderful time that is for any Spider-Man fan out there. We live in such an amazing time when we get so much incredible Spider-Man content. We've got movies, we've got games, we've got animations, we've got comic books, so it's just a great time to be alive and to be a Spider-Man fan. And today, the latest Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Far From Home, is the movie that we're gonna talk about. So, right off the bat, what do I think about this movie? It is literally the best Spider-Man movie ever created. Hands down, no questions asked, this is the truth. Absolute, undeniable truth. I mean, Tom Holland, I think he was born to play Spider-Man. He is perfect Peter Parker, he's perfect Spider-Man. None of the other actors ever managed to create such an amazing Spider-Man, such relatable Spider-Man. And Tom Holland does that with ease. It's like effortless for him. But not only him finds himself incredible in his particular role, it is also true for all the other characters. Zendaya as MJ, amazing performance. I absolutely love Zendaya's MJ. She's incredible, she's funny, she's awkward, she's so relatable. An absolute highlight of the movie is Jake Gyllenhaal. His performance is absolutely incredible. I mean, hands down, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's magnificent Mysterio. Just again, a person who effortlessly portrays the character and has this amazing dynamic with Peter Parker, Tom Holland. They create just such a believable relationships and the character dynamics. I loved it. I experienced that in the movie and I love that. With regard to the pacing of the movie starts kind of slow initially. I think the first 20 to 30 minutes is just like getting a tempo, establish the footing before it actually kicks in a crazy and an amazing adventure for Spider-Man. And oh boy, what is going on in this movie is just shocking sometimes. I think the greatest highlight as well of this movie are the visuals. Visually it's so stunning, like Spider-Man Homecoming is nothing compared to Spider-Man Far From Home. What they've done with Mysterio and with all the, illusions and things like that, because, I mean, you know that he's master of illusions and disguise and things like that. The way they play that in the movie is mind-blowing. Like, Doctor Strange is incomparable with what they've done in Spider-Man Far From Home. Speaking of Mysterio, there's another great thing that Marvel does in their movies. They don't just take villain straight out of comics and say like, oh, these are his powers, that's what he does, and that's it. No, Marvel actually bring all the kind of backstory to the movie. They made these characters, it's still, the comic book science, but it is a lot more believable. They did the same thing with Mysterio, and when you watch the movie, you realize what I'm talking about, and it's definitely worth watching because the way they created this character and the things that he's using to create all these illusions and hallucinations and things like that, it's just incredible. And I love when they give like a lot of backstory to a character and it's not just like random, completely out of the blue villain that shows up and he knows the tricks. It doesn't work anymore in modern comic book movies. As you all know, Spider-Man Far From Home is set right after Avengers Endgame. In this movie, the theme of responsibility is quite heavily present. And this is quite important for Spider-Man fans because obviously everyone knows the phrase "with great power comes great responsibility." As in the previous movie, it was just muttered by Uncle Ben while he was passing away, and Peter just took these words to himself and lived by them. And it was okay. But Marvel is doing this much better now. Actually taking Spider-Man Peter Parker on a journey of learning what responsibility is. And I think personally for me, Spider-Man Far From Home showed a lot of that journey when he learned that actually he's got powers, he's a strong Avenger and he needs to step up, he needs to be responsible. We had like a little bit of that in Spider-Man Homecoming, and now I feel like we've got a lot more of that theme present, and for me as a Spider-Man fan, this is important. In this movie we've got also amazing humor. As always, there's a little bit of that light-hearted thing going on. Obviously after Avengers Endgame we've been hungry. We've been hungry for post-credit scenes, and Spider-Man Far From Home does not disappoint. Absolutely not. The post-credit scenes are mint. They are absolutely amazing. Any Spider-Man fan would love the mid-credit scene. And for the love of God, go and see that movie. If you haven't seen this movie, go and see that movie. Even just for that post-credit scene, the mid-post-credit scene, because it is just a perfection. Now the second, which is the proper post-credit scene, it is quite important for the future of MCU, and it's very, very exciting. So as well, again, please do go and see that movie, because Spider-Man Far From Home is an incredible movie. It's so well made. It is absolutely stunning, and Jon Watts as a director did magnificent job with this movie. I want more Spider-Man movies from that guy. He's an absolutely beast of a director. And just, you know, when I talked about these visuals and the way they've done all the illusions and that kind of things, it is just a confirmation that he's brilliant. I love that guy. Spider-Man Far From Home not only has brought us an amazing movie, but it also brought us an amazing range of Funko Pops. That's right, I'm gonna squeeze in a very short, quick review of some of the Funko Pops from Spider-Man Far From Home. And I'm going to start with the Spider-Man Far From Home stealth suit. I'm probably gonna get my screen up so I can see what I'm showing you. The stealth suit pop is great, I love it. It's got a great amount of details and it's just really, really nice. And also the upgraded suit pop. This is actually quite interesting one, because I was thinking like, okay, I mean we've seen all these Spider-Man Funko Pops, but this one in person is so much better, and just the quality and the paint job on that one is exceptional. So if you don't have this one, I'd recommend get one of those because it's brilliant, it's mint. And obviously the bad Spider-Man movies from Marvel brought us the best Funko Pops of villains. And this is true again for the Mysterio. The Funko Pop of Mysterio was a must-have on my list because it's just incredible. Just the level of details, the colors, the sculpture, everything. I mean, come on, amazing. Okay, that's that for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you've seen Spider-Man Far From Home, jump into the comment section, let me know what you think about this movie. And if you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, get the hell out of here! To the cinema, now! What are you doing here? Why are you... Just get the hell out of here, alright? I wanna see you tomorrow right here commenting and saying that you've seen Spider-Man Far From Home, alright? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and of course, subscribe to my channel, and if you do, hit the bell notification button to stay up to date with all my videos, and as always, see you next time in the Made Up Universe.